Good evening, council, members of the audience, media, interim city manager, city attorney, state legislators. My name is Michael Edwards. I live at 409 Grove Avenue in the hometown of Petersburg. I sit here and I listen to all of this. I understand that now the citizens are having to endure more taxes because of poor mismanagement. We all must understand that due to poor mismanagement, the citizens must now pay the price. We just went up on the meal tax. Now we're deliberating the personal property tax. Not only did you just hit your local independently owned businesses that keep this city floating, now you're going to hit them with an increased personal property tax. I'm sure out here in this audience, there are numerous independent business owners that are going to feel the pinch of these tax increases. Now, I'm not going to blast anybody because nobody's perfect. But there are three sitting on that stage, and Councilman Moore, I want to thank you publicly, being the only council member to make the time and the effort to have 2 meetings prior to this historical meeting in our city. You did take the time and the effort to make sure that the citizens had the voice on these proposals. But Councilman Moore, Mayor Myers, and Councilman Coleman, you three are the longest sitting council members. You three were here when we hired the former city manager. When Mr. Canada left office, we had a surplus in the bank. When now Senator Rosalynn Dance was mayor, we had a rainy day fund with money in the bank. Now, for the record, I'm not up here campaigning because I suspended my campaign. I'm up here as a citizen, somebody that was born here and that will be laid to rest in Blanford Cemetery when the good Lord calls me home. I have a mother that has lived in this city for 56 years. I have a family that grew up on Grove Avenue that at one time had a house in every block. This is our city. It is time that we get down to business and we put this city back on track. We surrendered in 1865 and I'll be damned if we'll do it in 2016.
Good afternoon. My name is Bernard Wilson. 43 years ago, this town of Petersburg was known as Moses Malone and I, my teammate, put it on the map. And here y'all sit up there and put this city in a position for the crime to go up, people and the poverty will go fall, and you sit there with your pretty shirt and ties on your dress, and want to go in our pocket. Y'all better wake up and smell the coffee, because 4 years ago, you was smiling. Now 4 years later, you want to kill us. Y'all better think about it.
Good evening. My name is Grady Milton, and I moved to Petersburg, I think it's 2002. Now, and I have about 25 years of experience working in government. I moved from one commonwealth to this commonwealth. Well, I don't have to name, it's only 4, so you can figure out which one you want. The point I'm trying to make, I will make, is this. I don't come to you as a Democrat, as a Republican, as a Libertarian, or any other party except as an extremist. I am an extremist. I believe in taking extreme measures for extreme problems extremely soon. We have that on our hands now. And here are my extreme values. I know a lot of you this didn't happen while you were in office, but it happened on your watch. It happened on your watch, so you're responsible. Now, I can tell you, like I used to tell my people, don't come to me with a problem unless you've got a solution. I bring you a solution. My solution is this. I believe in putting middle to upper management on 6 months furlough. Aha! Yeah, please finish this. Now, during that 6 months, it might be a little hardship, but you're going to be able to collect unemployment. You put us there, so now you've got to shake it off. After you have done your 6 months, now a lot of folks have to work 1 and 2 and 3 jobs in order to make the city function. But that's still better than getting rid of our first responders, our emergency crew, our ambulances, our police officers, and all the other things. This is still better. You see, the whole thing is when you're trying to solve a problem, you look around and you find out what can you do to make it at least impact on the least amount of folk. That's what you do. So you're going to have to suffer. Not all of Petersburg suffering. Therefore, after you've done your 6 month furlough, you come back to work, you still have a job. The other 6 month folks will go out for 6 months. And that's quite a bit of revenue after all the things you've already suggested that we give up here. So I'm asking you and begging you, consider it. 6 months furlough, not bad. You get an unemployment check, not bad. You can go fishing, not bad. You can go play golf, not bad. You can do a lot of things in 6 months' time, or even get you another job. But you have gotten us in this problem. Help get us out of it. Thank you.
Gloria Brown, 1557 South Sycamore. I'm sitting here. I came to this meeting to handle business like I hope everyone else. I'm a citizen, but I'm in a special place because I live on both sides of the fence. Now, city government, yes, we blame everything on them. It's their fault. But it is our city, as we continue to say. It's our city. So since we have a responsibility, there are 7 people. Now, as far we're talking about, because I'm staying on point, about the personal property taxes, that I don't agree with the raise, but what could alleviate that, and people aren't gonna like it, but if you know me, I don't care. It was when I had discussion with my husband about the choice that he had to do by FOIA of the citizens to release the delinquent names of who has not paid their taxes. He thought about 20 pages. It came out that it was 44 pages, Sunday paper length, in 6 font of delinquent taxpayers in this city that has not paid their taxes, not just this year, for years. So, yes, we can jump on them. Yeah, you can jump on my husband. And by the way, he doesn't embezzle, or I wouldn't be working 3 jobs and doing 2, just for the record. So anyway, everyone, no one is perfect. No one is perfect, please. I've been a fighter from the time we stepped in Petersburg. And that's what I feel that everyone really should realize. Just because people are in government does not mean they're the enemy. But we have to take responsibility. It's so easy to blame them up there. I have heard in the last 12 years, wait a minute, please. And first of all, next, you're jumping on them for being out of order. I've heard so many people be out of order. So let's have respect where respect is due. Now, we all have a share. Yes, it's mismanagement. Absolutely. But we mismanage when it's 44 pages of delinquent taxes. If there was 22 pages of those 44 that paid their taxes, maybe we would be in the black. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about that. It's fine. I live on both sides.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow her courtesy, please. Ladies and gentlemen.
It is okay. But all of us have a responsibility.
Ms. Brown, your time is up, please.
Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please. We have another speaker at the mic. Please give her the courtesy. Thank you, Ms. Brown.
High Street. As you consider this increase,
Talk up a little bit, Ms. Brown.
if you consider the increase on the property tax, how are you going to guarantee that, in fact, you will get increased revenues? I don't think we've seen any numbers that have come out in terms of what has been collected on these delinquent taxes, personal property taxes so far. So given that there are so many delinquent personal property taxes, can you put a realistic budget together based on an increase in rate? And again, I'll ask, how does this increase in rate compare to the surrounding localities? And does the city actually have in place a mechanism to determine those folks who are renters in Petersburg, which is a larger percentage than homeowners who have vehicles, who are long-term residents, are they paying their personal property taxes? Does the Petersburg, either Commissioner of Revenue's office, Treasurer's office, does it have the mechanism to dovetail into DMV to bill those folks who house their cars in Petersburg? And if not, then we've lost out on quite a bit of money in revenue, and we should be upgrading our system. Also, if you can let us know, I'm assuming with the personal property tax, any increase that you vote on tonight will go in effect after the first of the year. When will these other proposed tax increases go into effect? And I couldn't hear when you voted on the meals rate increase. Did you approve an increase to 7 or 7.5%? Thank you. 7.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Khalifa Charmaine Sanchez-Morrow. I've been in Petersburg all my life. I done traveled, went around the world, and I always came back. Last night, my grandson had a bad seizure. And if it wasn't for Petersburg Fire Department and the ambulance and stuff, I wouldn't be able to come here and talk to you because I would probably be planning his funeral. That has nothing to do with you because it's a medical reason. But what I'm saying is that I don't know where the money went to. I don't really care. But just tell me one thing. How y'all are going to fix it? Not how we gonna fix it, because when the party was started, nobody invited me. Have a nice day.
Good afternoon. My name is Aquila Mason. I've lived in Petersburg
since '97. I moved here fresh out of college. My mother purchased a home here. I and Tail purchased a home from her and stayed in Petersburg. Bought my first home here. Not knowing the history, the full history of Petersburg, the city of Petersburg. But as time went on, I learned what the true value and history in Petersburg is. I purchased my home in 2008, and since 2008, I've seen the city decline, just out of sheer incompetence a lot. 3 things I want to address. First and foremost, you know, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, at the end of the day. But in the words of Lil Wayne. I've had several incidents with the city. Well, first and foremost, they almost killed me by cutting my water off for no reason while I was having my hot water heater changed out. So I was almost about to fly across the city skyline. Secondly, I received a $1,500 water bill and I live alone. I thought I was being punked. I immediately started laughing when I opened my water bill. And thirdly, I work for the state of, I work for Central State Hospital. I've lived in Petersburg and worked at Central State Hospital for the past 15 years. So Petersburg right now is my home. I can't sell my home because it's worth nothing, because you all value it at nothing. And I don't plan on giving it up just all that easy and walking away. Because I will have more to lose to walk away, like many of these other people that live here. So my question to you all is, what are you going to do to correct the incompetence? Y'all have a good afternoon.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council, and to everyone here. My name is Reverend John Conwell. I'm speaking as a resident of the city. I was born and raised here most of my life. I moved back here in 1972 from Europe. My parents were here, all are deceased now, and I'm it in my family. Grandfather was born 1876 here in Petersburg, and he died 1976. He was 99 going on 100. He would tell me about the many beautiful things of Petersburg when I was a young boy, sitting on in his lap, his Bible, get third grade education, worked 30 years with Brandon Williamson, worked Pittsburgh Steel and West Virginia coal mine. But he loved Petersburg. Wife and I bought our home here in 1980, here on Homestead Drive down the street. Been here ever since. I worked at Honeywell Corporation as a maintenance supervisor, became electrical supervisor, became a manager there, retired in 2000, began to substitute teach. At the same time, I also was a pastor. I pastored almost 30 years, 6 churches. Right now, I'm down in Alberta, Virginia, pastoring 56 miles one way from my front door here in Petersburg. I stand to say that in 2010, I was appointed on the Commission for Petersburg Redevelopment and Housing. As a commissioner, it was going into receivership. HUD was about to close the door on the city. I said to the board, and some of the commissioners are here tonight, that we want to dot every I and cross every T in dealing with federal monies. Since I've been on the board, we have come out of receivership and as poor performance to high performance. 2016, we moved from poor performer to a standing performer, and now high performer, meaning that we get more funding, more grant funding. We have since applied for the RAD grant to redo Sycamore Towers in the process. Has been granted that. We operate with $2.2 million cash that we operate presently. On my monthly meetings as chair now, I make sure that my board is well advised as to how the business operate. And we're here for policy making. But in order to make policy, you need to know the business. In order to know the business, you need to know accountability. We deal with financial every month of what the business has made, what's in cash flow, what's in the COCC, under HUD's regulations, and they get a copy monthly of where we are financially. So everything is transparent. And so here we have a hole in the city because there's no transparency. The city of Richmond recently, 2 weeks ago, came out with $6 million mismanagement. I took the report from the General Audit's Office, which is public knowledge. I went through it and sat down with my board and showed them where the problem was, so that we would not make the same mistakes here for the city of Petersburg. Every public housing authority in the municipality and within the state of Virginia operates closely with that municipality. That means federal monies come through the PHA, through the Redevelopment Housing Authority to the city.
Reverend Conwell, can you bring your comments to a close, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
It's almost impossible to work close with the city because of mismanagement and transparency of millions of dollars, grant monies through HUD. So I pray and I ask you that if you don't have the information in front of you to be specific on a vote, that's going to have a domino effect on the constituents and the people, residents of Petersburg, please ask the question so that you can make a good sound judgment in your vote. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Marlo Jones. I'm in Ward 2. God gave us, every man, woman, boy, and girl, his own identity. Because nobody can be you better than you. PBM compared us to other localities. Nobody can be Colonial Heights better than Colonial Heights. Nobody can be Chesterfield better than Chesterfield. Consequently, nobody can be Petersburg better than Petersburg. Now, we got PBM in here to do a job that y'all supposed to been doing from the day you got elected. That is sit in the driver's seat. We elected you to get in the driver's seat. And had you got in the driver's seat, you would have saw the vision down the road, hidden dangers, and seen dangers. But you didn't do that. You sat in the passenger seat. You rode shotgun. You fell asleep. And when you woke up, you found yourself in a place you didn't want to be in. Right now. You found yourself in a place we don't need to be in. This is a recipe for disaster, ladies and gentlemen. You mean to tell me you want to take away from the police department, fire department, EMS, schools who we already owe, Parks and Rec, who, by the way, have done a marvelous job since the day I've known them. We had our differences, but that woman has done a marvelous job with these kids, keeping the minds occupied while lives go on. Madam City Manager, I hate to tell you, baby, I got love for you. I know you. But somebody up here set you up for failure. I'm not saying you didn't do the job, but I'm saying if somebody knew you couldn't do the job without some help. I dare you to close one of our fire stations. Because soon as something happens to any of my people, whether they some kin to me or not, we're going to be at your door with an accountability ticket. water accounts. That includes businesses, is what I'm told. If you divide that in half, that'll give you 6,500 active water accounts. If you take every one of those 6,500 and give those people a budget of $100, that will give you $650,000 a month, will give you $7 million, $800,000 a year. In 2 years, that's $15,600,000. That'll eliminate the need for the raised water, trash, sewer, impersonal property, and cigarette taxes. We got a training facility that we don't even really need because training used to be a company 5, the one that y'all trying to close. Close that. That's $100,000 a year. Take-home vehicles, $300,000 a year. Cell phones, $288,000 a year. We said we got a hiring freeze. We don't got a hiring freeze. We got a hiring freeze tag because some people get to get in while others getting put out. Thank you.
Why would you close the police department, the fire station, and your EMS down when you have lives, children's lives, adults, elderly, who have so much problems with their health? I have a grandmother who has serious back problems. They were there for her. My cousin almost had his pinky finger cut off. They were there for him. Why would you close them down when you have people out here shooting other people, and you have your police going after these people to help other people's lives safely? You have your fire departments putting out fires, taking and risking their own lives for other people's lives. But you want to throw them down. I don't understand. We had a house fire in, 2013? They were there for us. And you had just recently other house fires, apartment fires, hotel fires. Your fire department was there for them. That's right. But you want to close them down. You got your police going out risking their own lives and their children and their families' sanities just to help other people. So what I'm going to leave you here with this is think about all of these children, wives, mothers, soon-to-be mothers, with facts of life. Lives of your police, your fire, and your EMS. So think about that.
Good evening, Mayor Myers, Vice Mayor Parra. My name is Corey Harris, 2316 Anderson Street. The beauty of this city is being hidden amongst the chaos. My father has worked for the school system for 32 years. He worked with the police department for 17 years. 2014, my father, my mother, it was a fire. The fire department came to our home. When the fire department came to the home, they were there with my mother. My mother was having a bad anxiety attack. The EMT was there, but the fire department, members of the fire department, they stayed. They were helpful. They were caring. They had went beyond the call of duty. When my mother and father had to stay in a hotel for 6 days, the winter time, it was the fire department who came to my mother and father's home and turned off the water. They didn't have to do that, but they did it. 2 weeks ago, my father went missing. My father has dementia. It was the fire department and the police department who scoured this town looking for my father. spent 6 hours in the hospital. Fire department, members of the fire department came to the hospital to see me because I was so stressed, because my father has dementia and I was scared. And you want to get rid of them? You want to get rid of them. For 2 years, I have told you over and over and over again about the image problem in this city, and you ignore me. This is the result. This is the result of you not listening. Everybody knows that, you know, the deficit, the cuts have to be made. But give these people something to fall back on. They have nothing. Why are they angry? Because they have nothing and you want more from them. That's why. That's why. Never underestimate the power of image. Thank you.
Good afternoon, members of council. I'm Della Brown, and I live in South on the street. And I come this evening to ask a question. What happened to the money? We are Petersburg, and yes, we want our city. We want to recover. But you have the lawyers, you have the investigators. What happened to the money? Now, we are the IRS. We want to know. You fire some people. We want to know where the money is. We want the money back. If you can't pay, then you should be being punished. Where is the punishment? How is it that you can get fired and it stops there? How is it that you are asking us to give up extra monies in all these areas when you know that most of us do not have it? You ask us for it. You don't tell us where is it going to end, when it's going to stop, because you know that what you're asking for tonight is not it. You're going to come back a few months later and you're going to tax more. You're going to increase more. You're going to extend more. That's what's going to happen. You're going to ask us to give up now, which is going to cause us to lose later. We're going to end up paying more property tax, personal property tax, more for waters and everything else. And in the end, you got the water connected to the utility. We got to have water to live. We have to have water. Now you're going to say that the property tax and the personal property tax, all of this is going to come in. And what's going to happen? It's going to cause some of us to lose our places. It's going to cause the property tax going to get to be so high that you all going to come back. You're going to come back more than just one time. In order to, if you expect that what you're doing now is going to make a difference. What you're doing now is going to help us for a few months. And you're going to come back to us. Where will we end up at? We're going to end up in a position where we cannot pay to keep our own property. Yes, we want Petersburg back. We want people punished. We want to see what is being done. The money is gone. If that investigator can find out how we should be taxing and give all these proposals, that investigator should have found out where the money is. Because you're saying policemen, fire department,
Ma'am.
emergency squad.
Ma'am.
We don't need.
Can you bring your time up?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Thank you. But you're saying that these are the people that you're going to defend. We need to Why would you go to the police department? Why would you go to the fire department? Why would you take the emergency department? You want to take what we have, and you want to kill us.
Raising property taxes is a bad idea, Mayor. For investment, and you're going to chase jobs away. My name is Dave Jordan. I'm an investor in the city of Petersburg. Right now, we have a $6.5 million project going on. I've called your office several times to talk to you about some sensible business strategies. No return call. You, sir, need to step down. You're a clown. Dave Jordan, I've called your office several times. You're a clown.
I'm here to kind of go back to a reminder. I'm not going to charge this to 3 of the new councilmen, but I'm going to charge it to those who were in the meeting when I talked about our former mayor, which is now senator. There was a proclamation made for this council where this city was given back to God. What has happened is not the representation of the God that I serve. It's a reprobate, which is mismanagement. It's an embarrassment to the person that we call a lot of Christ, the one that we call, so-called worship, some of us in ministry. It's an embarrassment. And we deserve better than this. It's nothing to throw to any of you, but it's the whole core. I'm even charging even how we had our little meetings to have special interest for certain areas to get the haves and the have-nots. And it's now time for us to go to a level where now, that even just to have the argue to a point, to bring prayer back into a meeting, to bring people together. It took something like this to bring people together. It's a blessing. I think God is still in charge. Because I've been in many meetings in the last 5 years where they didn't have crowds like this, and some of these things were addressed back then when our former council member reminded you of, not some of them, not to vote on certain issues, but you were sitting there on council at that time, said aye. And these things are part of that aye that you raised. So we can't point fingers at anyone, we just got to say this. Mismanagement is serious. You want to put it on the people, but I'm sorry for you new guys to come on. I know some of you, your little boys. But I want you to say, but you're part of the team now. You're part of it. And if you didn't want that, you should not put your name on the ballot. Thank you.